All right, we got a big day planned today. We're gonna head out to the Muddy Boots greenhouse in Oconto Falls, Wisconsin. We have a bunch of trees we ordered, so we're going to pick up, and we got a bunch of work later. We're gonna get them in the ground. All right, we're here on site at the Muddy Boots nursery. We just picked up our order. So you can see here we have some bare root fruit trees. It's their orchard pack. The main thing that I really liked about this place was the variety. We had a good variety. We have peach, there's cherry, apple, pear, we also got some persimmons. Some of them did come, we ordered bare root, but they did come potted. So they're pretty good sized pots for the size of the trees. So I'm pretty happy with that. We also got some small Christmas trees that we're gonna plant for a windbreak. And then I got a whole pile of strawberries that are gonna get companion planted with fruit trees. So you can see here, we got a good haul. So we're gonna get back and get planting on some of the stuff for the rest of the day. All right, we're back here in our new orchard setup. As you might be able to tell from the cut of this video, we had some equipment issues and some weather issues. So it is about a month later compared to when we picked up our trees from the nursery. So we're gonna show you real quick what we got going on here and how we have all the trees laid out compared to the previous videos that we showed. First off, what I did here is use these 1x5 cedar boards to create a border. Some of the problems I've had with the other trees that I've planted by just doing the cardboard on the ground and putting the mulch ring and stuff is I get a lot of this grass and weeds want to creep from the edge. So what I try to do is really define the edge so I can come through with my string trimmer or when I'm mowing, get up real nice and tight and define the edge. So what I did was cut out all the sod, knock all the dirt out of the sod, and there's kind of some dips and everything in here. So I save all that sod, use that to fill in the low spots. So we start with a good base. So I laid, got all the sod off, put down a layer of compost. We planted the tree. I did a layer, multiple layers of cardboard, wetted that all down, and then put the layer of our wood chips on top. So as you can see, the trees are looking pretty good. So we're gonna walk through, compared to how we laid it out in the previous videos, we ended up having a little more on our third row. So we have, I believe it's about 25-foot spacing between the rows and between each of the trees. So that gives plenty of growth, as most of these are full-size trees. So we want plenty of canopy room to when they get full size. So you can see here, what do we got here? Toka plum. So that orchard mix, really gave us a nice variety between all the trees. So they're looking pretty good. All of them are hanging in there. Some of them aren't quite budded out completely or have any leaves on yet. So you can see here, I think this is a pear tree. Yes, it is. There's some little buds just coming. But it is still pretty early in the season. So I'm really happy with how this laid out. And as you can see in the background, this is the other thing that I think worked out really well. I transplanted all of these raspberry plants from the garden where I originally planted them. And guys, if you plant raspberries, I didn't realize that they send out runners and multiply as much as what they do. So my original little garden spot, where I had my tomatoes and peppers and all that stuff, is about completely taken over with raspberry plants. So I had pulled 100 raspberry plants out to put in here, and I hardly even put a dent in there. I mean, there's probably 500 plants in there that I can plant for next year, just to give them away. So what we did, I believe it was 4-foot spacing. The space here overall, the length of this bed is about 100 foot by 4 foot. So what I did to leave room for growth and everything, it's 2-foot spacing, excuse me. So there's 2-foot spacing with 2 rows, and the row on the opposite side is staggered. So what I did between those is plant strawberries. So I put in 60 to 70 little plugs of strawberries. So you can see they're just popping up now. So they're looking good. For the most part, all the raspberries that I transplanted, I think I might have lost a handful, and some I probably should have trimmed back when I first pulled them out. So this last weekend I came through and kind of cut like the woody overgrowth off. But you can see there's 2 there that aren't looking great, but for the most part, I'm really happy with the way these things are turned out. And then to me, the icing on the cake, the neighbor, since again, I'm working with the neighbor, this is his property. We kind of got this easement thing at the front of our property. I told him what I wanted to do. He thought that was cool. Just happened to be over at his place. He had, I believe he said it was a hay rake that these came off of. So I thought it was kind of a cool little accent piece to end cap the raspberry and strawberry bed here. So we just drilled some holes, put some lag bolts in there. So we got that in place, and these ends are screwed in. So again, with this, the same concept as the boards that we have around our trees. We really wanted to find the edge. So unlike my garden spot where the raspberries just took over, now we have a defined space where the raspberries can multiply. And if for some reason they get underneath that, I can come through with the lawnmower and then just mow them over. So this is kind of the dedicated raspberry spot. So I'm really happy with the way this project turned out. Doing it the way that I did by digging out the sod and preparing the ground and putting all the compost, the mulch, the cardboard, building the boxes. I did underestimate a little bit of the work, but that's kind of almost how a lot of this homestead stuff works. You know, you really got high hopes on what you can get done in a day, and then you get a reality check. But you know, you just got to stick with it, and if it takes you twice as long, it is what it is. But at the end, you really get a nice finished product. So we'll catch you guys in the next video. Please like and subscribe if you guys like the content.